So handstand clinic week 2. Just going to run through some different drills this week. So just start off, as we always do, just by warming up into wrists. So just coming into tabletop position, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Just start fingertips forwards, spreading out through fingers and thumbs. What we're going to do is just gently rock forwards for 10, 9, 8, 7. Grab a hold of your strap if you've got one, or a long belt, or anything of the kind. 3 more, 3, 2, 1. Fingertips facing outwards or towards the long edges of the mat. Keep pushing into your upper back as you rock left and right. You can come into figure of 8. And then just doing it in the reverse direction. Fingertips turning to face the knees. And we just gently rock back and forth, just taking the pressure on the wrists, then easing it off, putting it on, easing it off. Last 3, 2. On this last one, just trying to sit the glutes towards the heels. You'll find that your palm will gently raise off of the floor. If you're hypermobile in your elbows, try to just create a little bend in the elbow. Try to keep fingers pressing into the floor. Oh. Gently come up, small little circles in the wrists. Just going into some exercises to strengthen your wrists. Just coming back into that tabletop position. What we're going to do is raising the palms off of the floor. Keep the elbows straight, shoulders over wrists, as you just push into your knuckles to raise the palm off of the floor. Gently lower back down, push it back up for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time we're going to come up onto fingertips and thumb, shoulders over wrists as we push up 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the pressure off of the wrist a little bit. So I'm coming onto your knuckles, palms facing inwards. I'm just going to come onto the back of the hand, opening up your hand. So I'll show you this way. So knuckles on the floor. We're going to open up onto the back of the palm, trying to keep elbows straight. And then we're pushing back on top for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just take it off. Coming back into tabletop position, going into scapular press-ups. Tabletop position, angry cat in upper back, really round into your upper back. And then pinch shoulder blades together for 10. Push into upper back. Shoulder blades come together for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Setting yourself up for dolphin pose. Forearms coming onto the mat. Fingertips on the outside of triceps to get your gauge of where you are. You can interlock fingers and thumbs and palm, or you can have fingertips reaching forwards. As you come into a downward facing dog on your forearms, push up and back. Keep pushing up and back. Try to activate your upper back scapula. Shoulders coming up by the ears as you push into the floor with your elbows. You can hold it here, just keeping it in this down dog position. Or as you inhale, look towards your thumbs. Shoulders come towards thumbs. As you exhale, push up and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring knees to the floor, come to sitting on your bum. Grab a hold of your strap, or whatever you've got indoors. Sitting on your bum. Think pelvis is tucked under, rib cage pulling in. Grab a hold of your strap. Go to whatever level you're at, as wide as you are in your hands. Fully protract shoulders forwards, rounding into upper back. Elevate through scapula as you come over. And then slowly with control, bring it back for 10, 9, 8. Wants to be nice and smooth movements. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Right, shake it out a little bit. One more set. Tabletop position. Option to step the legs back, take it into a full plank, work it in full plank position. Otherwise, angry cat and upper back. Feet shoulder blades together. Push floor away. 10 in shoulder blades. 9. Arms pretty much staying straight. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming onto forearms. Again, just want to tap the back of the triceps with your fingertips. Option to interlock fingers and palms, or palms flat on the mat, fingertips facing towards the front edge of the mat. Come onto the balls of the feet, push chest through. Option just to keep it here, working into pulling rib cage in, belly button pulling in, and just working into isometric hold, strengthening upper back. Otherwise, as you inhale, looking past the fingertips, shoulders coming towards the thumbs. As you exhale, push it up and back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to sitting on your bum. Grab a hold of your strap. Go as wide as you want with your hands. Pelvis tucked under. Full rib cage in, just to straighten out your body. I'll go side on so you can see what I'm on about there. So sitting here, back slightly arched. Just squeeze glutes to tuck bum under. Rib cage pulls in. As I come up, elevate shoulders by ears, slowly come back around. Try to maintain a straight back. Try not to arch in your back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, get rid of the strap. We're going to go into barrel rolls and we're going to superset that with some frog jumps just on the mat, jumping forwards and then going back. So barrel rolls, we're going to start on the mat, we're going to go off the mat, back onto the mat, off the mat, back onto the mat. So starting on our backs, low back pushing into the floor, think posterior pelvic tilt, so the pelvis tucking under, squeeze glutes, push low back into the floor. Engage your quads, point your toes, heels and thigh together, point toes, fingertips reaching behind you. As just using your torso, we roll over to the right. From here, tuck pelvis under, fingertips reaching forwards, palms reaching away from the floor as we roll back onto the mat. Just using torso, trunk. Try not to use your hands. As we roll over towards the left. Roll it back onto the mat. Feet off the floor, shoulders off the floor, low back pushing into the floor as we roll it over to the right. Hands lifting up off the floor, squeeze your glutes, roll it back on. Roll it over. Back on. Back over. Back on. Over. Back on. And breathe. Roll yourself up to seated. Start at the back end of your mat. Come into a deep squat position. Hands out in front of you. Just going to gently hop feet outside of the hands. Gently hop, feet outside of the hands. Gently hop. From here we're going to push the hands into the mat and we gently hop the feet back. See if you can float the feet back. Float the feet back. And let's go back. Jump the feet outside of the hands. Jump the feet outside. Jump the feet outside. Chest up tall, push hands into the floor, float the feet back. Float the feet back. Float the feet back. Have a little breathe on. Pause the video if you need to. Take some water. Go back into these barrel rolls. So we're going to go 5 one way, 5 the other. So let's go. 10, over, 9, push low back into the floor, squeeze glutes, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, roll it back, knees to chest, and sit on your bum, set yourself back up for these little frog jumps. This time what we're going to try to do is just be a little bit more powerful with the jump. See if you can stack the shoulders and hips over the wrists and maybe catch just a little bit of air time. So deep squat, hands out in front. What we're going to do is there, bending into the knees, you're going to try to catapult yourself up by powering up through the legs. So hands out in front, little hop as you bring hips, shoulders, wrists over each other. See if you can slowly float them back down. Going back, palms pushing in as we press up. See if you can float it back. Press up. Press it up. Let's do that once more. Jump up, float, jump it up. Ooh. And let's go back. So imagine you're kicking the heels to bum as you do so. Last one. Have a little breather. We're going to grab a hold of 2 blocks. If you haven't got blocks at home, you can use books. We'll try to be as imaginative as you can. Grab a hold of them and meet me back on the mat. Okay, so set yourself up by a wall. We're going to go into a little superset, 2 exercises back to back. We're going to come to handstand alignment drill, laying on our belly. So we're going to have 2 blocks, and again, if you haven't got blocks, just try to get some books or something that you can use, pillows, whatever you can do just to get you off of the floor. This bottom brick is going to be underneath the thighs. It's more difficult to have it lower down your legs, but to start with, just have it at your thighs, just below your hips. Upper brick or block is going to be an arm's reach away. From here, you're going to push your palms into the floor. Forehead or chin can be resting on the floor, and we're just going to tuck pelvis under. So PPT, posterior pelvic tilt. So tuck pelvis under, lift the rib cage off the floor, lift toes, keep palms pushing into the floor. If this feels okay, you can raise your forehead off of the floor and just look past your fingers, but keep maintaining that PPT, posterior pelvic tilt. Second exercise we're going to do, using a wall. Hands about hands distance away from the wall. Just jumping up, powerfully jumping up. Chin to chest, look towards the ceiling, push palms into the floor, rib cage pulled in, squeeze your glutes, point your toes. We're just going to hold this for 20 seconds. Come back down onto the floor, 20 seconds. We're going to do 3 sets. So we're going to hold the alignment drill for 20 seconds, hold the wall for 20 seconds. We're going to have 20 seconds rest in between. If you need to pause the video, take more of a longer rest period in between, go for it. So to start, set yourself up. Bottom block is underneath thighs. Front block is palms distance away as a reach. Tuck pelvis under and lift. Squeeze your glutes, rib cage pulling in, belly button pulling in, point toes, push palms or wrists into this block above your head. Keep your forehead pushing into the floor if it gets a bit too much on your shoulders. Squeeze glutes, maintain that line. Change. Getting ready, 10 seconds to go. Setting yourself up, hands distance away from the wall, hands underneath shoulders. Getting ready to kick up. 3, 2, kick up. Chin to chest, rib cage pulled in, squeeze glutes, palms pushing into the floor. Try to just think of work in a straight line. Again, take more of a breather if you need to. Otherwise, in 10 seconds. Bottom block underneath the thighs. Chin or forehead to the floor as you tuck rib cage in, squeeze your glutes, point toes. If it feels quite comfortable with forehead on the floor, lift. Look past your fingertips, keep maintaining that wrapping of the shoulders towards each other, armpits wrapping in, squeeze your glutes, think straight line. Setting yourself up against the wall, hands distance away from the wall. 10 seconds to go. Hands distance away, start setting yourself up to jump. Chin to chest, look towards the ceiling, squeeze your glutes, point your toes, keep straight line, keep pushing them palms into the floor. And this is a case of just pushing fingertips into the floor to raise the heels off. See if you can float for a second, otherwise just work the line, work the alignment. Last set, 10 seconds to go. Five seconds, start setting yourself up. Squeeze glutes, rib cage pulling in, belly button pulling in. Last time against the wall. 10 seconds, start setting yourself up. Hands distance away from the wall. Chin to chest, push palms into the floor, squeeze your glutes, pull ribcage in. Keep really pushing palms into the floor. Have a little breather. Here's where you can just pause the video, get your breath back, and just practice that alignment drill on the wall. Try to maybe record yourself, see how your body looks. It wants to look how it looks when you're on the floor. Nice straight line, chin to chest, rib cage pulled in, posterior pelvic tilt, squeeze the glutes under. Have a little play with that for a few minutes and then come back to the video. So a few options now going into this next bit. Walking into the wall. Now this can be a little bit scary, especially if you struggle a little bit with upper body strength. Option to just go into the downward facing dog against the wall. Work into some maybe single legs. Concentrate on wrapping armpits in, rib cage pulled in, and then there's just always the option to just keep it here. See about floating this back toe off the wall. Otherwise, if you're okay with it, you can gently start to walk hands in towards the wall. Staying about hand distance away from the wall. We can work on some alignment drills facing the wall. So from here, tuck chin towards chest, imagine that you're looking up towards your feet. Rib cage pulled in, squeeze glutes, flex quads, and then just fingers and palms. If you get the alignment right, your feet will start to float off of the wall. And then it's just a case of fingers, palms, trying to keep the balance there. So maybe set up a little timer, practice some 30-second holds against the wall. Just practice that alignment of the armpits wrapping in, rib cage pulling in, squeeze your glutes. Just doing that but against the wall. And then again, it's a case of not forcing your feet off of the wall. It's a case of seeing if the toes will hover off of the wall. If you don't want to go that close to the wall, just practice down against the wall in that L shape, raise one leg, go back to that, try and float the back toe off. And once you've done all that, go back to the squat jumps you did at the beginning. See if you've got a bit more space in the room you're in. See if you can do some laps of hands out in front. Practice kicking bum to heel. See if you can catch a little bit of air. Maybe take it out into a straddle. And just go do some laps back and forth. Finish by going into some little wrist stretches. And then that will conclude for this week. Any questions, just drop me a message.